All right, hello. Welcome to a unit review video for Fire Emblem Heroes. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Yunaka, Rearmed Nel, and Rafal. Is that how you say his name? Rafal? The new heroes that just came out last night. So yeah, they look pretty good, I guess. I don't think they look amazing. I don't think they're as good as the Valentine's heroes. But yeah, let's just go over them. So Yunaka here is an infantry dagger. She has slaying in her weapon. All these effects here that are on the flashcard are just in her weapon. Her weapon's called Hidden Blade. Hidden Blade. So at the start of turn, she inflicts speed defense -7, sabotage, and discord. So that's pretty good. It's like to closest foes and all the foes within those two spaces of those foes. Then in combat, she grants herself attack speed +16. This can maybe go higher too, because I think it's based off of her speed. Let me just double check that. Yeah, it's based off of her speed. True damage, she gets, I originally had 10 written here, but I think it's actually closer to 15 because of all the attack. It's also 20% of her speed, and she's probably going to have, even with her base kit, around 75 speed. So that's about 15 true damage. She gets breath in her weapon to proc her lethality more consistently. She gets preempt pulse built into her weapon, so she gets the -1 special cooldown before her first attack. And then interestingly, she also gets another -1 special cooldown when she does a follow-up attack. So yeah, like if you compare this with like, I guess lethality is especially you're wanting to use probably on her. So I don't really know how the combos would work, but maybe you use her with like Lyn, if you have a copy of Emblem Lyn, to give her another preempt pulse and the Marth ring. Then she can proc her lethality on the first hit. Yeah. And then she also gets Brave in her A skill. So let's go over her Train to Kill. She gets Pass. So I don't know. I don't think that affects things like Barricade. But I think it does affect things like the Grass Terrain by Duo Hathrin. She gets Warping onto like a whole bunch of different spaces. Like if there's an ally nearby, if it's like a Divine Vein terrain tile, if it's a defensive tile. So she gets a lot of Warping. She also gets the player phase Brave. If she initiates combat, she gets, she'll be getting probably 4 attacks. And then her A skill also gives her attack speed 10, null follow-up, and 50% damage reduction, 50% piercing of damage reduction from non-specials. So this looks pretty good, I think. I have a hard time assessing these, but I mean, between her weapon, like the player phase Brave is what makes it, I think. Like, then you don't have to outsource that from something else, and she can be a bit more self-sustaining. She can just kind of warp in and probably nuke most things. I don't know how she does against the big tanks like New Year's Needhogger and Mythic Needhogger and Attuned Hector and stuff, but I've also got like the Claude, like this Claude card here. Like he gets 25 true damage, whereas she's only getting 15. And then Claude also gets another 12 true damage from his Pure Starfall. So just wanted to compare those two nukes because it's like 37 true damage Claude's getting, whereas Yunaka's probably only getting around 15 to 20, depending how high you can stack her speed. So I think true damage is pretty important. I mean, she does get the Brave hit though. So, 15 times 2, that's 30. 25 plus 12 is 37. So it's still less than what's Claude getting though. But yeah, I think this unit looks pretty cool. I like that it gives it a cat too. That's pretty neat. The cat accessory. It's got null follow-up built in. Yeah, I mean, then you can really do a lot of different stuff with your B skill because she's an infantry unit, so you can run a lot of different skills there. She has like no defense though, as you can see, so she's completely getting it wiped out by almost any unit. But yeah, dang, she can warp around, pass through terrains, and then deal a lot of damage with her player phase Brave. and proccing lethality pretty easily. Maybe even twice in the same combat, potentially. So yeah, that's Yunaka. And again, she's an aided hero, so she gives the cat accessory. I should have drawn a little cat, maybe. But anyway, we'll move on to Rearmed Nel. So this is a inheritable dragon weapon, arcane fell arts. It has slaying, adaptive damage. It gives plus 14 attack, defense, res, speed. Then you're getting 11 true damage. It's based off of 15% of your attack. So you're getting I calculated that to be approximately 11 for her. You know, maybe if you equip this on a really high attack dragon, you're getting like 15 or something. If you can get up to like, I guess you'd have to get up to like 100 attack. But I don't think that's too hard. Because I believe it's 15% of the true damage. 15% true damage based off of attack. 15% of your attack is true damage. And then you also get the flat damage reduction. And those include against AoEs like Sigurd's AoE. Or if you're running like Blazing Wind or something with your AoE, it includes on that. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I think. And then it also gives breath and preempt pulse. So this seems a bit better than some of the other like Arcane Blute Gang and stuff. It's pretty similar. I can't remember exactly what those ones do, but I think they give like stats, damage reduction, true damage, and preempt pulse. But this one also gives breath. I don't know if the other ones do. But anyway, this for a dragon weapon, I think this seems pretty good. I don't have a lot of experience inheriting dragon skills, but yeah, this one seems good. It's got the true damage, got the flat DR. I think it'd be an upgrade over some of the other ones. But I can't even remember what the Rearmed Blue Maras does, or maybe I should have thought about that before talking about this. But yeah, that's what her weapon does. Next, I guess we'll go over her A skill. Her A skill seems pretty awesome. Like it in 3 rows and 3 columns, it gives -5 to all stats against enemies. So that's like if your teammate's attacking, it'll also include that -5 all stats. It's like 3 rows and 3 columns, and it's kind of like a drive debuff. So if you had like 4 Nels on the field, you'd be giving -20. 4 Nels in a row, and then you got attacked by someone, they'd be getting -20 to all stats. And then also negating their bonuses, their bonuses. It also gives her +9 to all stats. It gives her 11 flat DR and Scowl. It gives her some piercing through damage reduction, 50% of it, and does 15 extra damage when her special procs. So, I mean, this is a great A skill. Like, if you think about it, like compared to close bonus doubler, or not close bonus doubler, just bonus doubler 4, which I think is a pretty good A skill. That's giving you like +13 to all stats. This one just gives you +9 to all stats and the -5 to all of your opponent's stats, which is essentially just those 2 effects are equivalent to like the bonus doubler 4. And then you also have to pull off bonus doubler 4. This is just, you're getting 9 to all stats and you're making your opponent lose 5 to all stats and negating their bonuses. And then on top of that, you're also getting 11 flat DR. But the 11 flat DR and the Scowl are a res check, so you might not be getting the flat DR against really high res opponents. But yeah, I think this is an awesome A skill, and should make her pretty good. Then she's also got this inheritable B skill for dragons. Seems kind of more offensive, but because it gives -4 speed, defense, res, gives you some true damage, 12 true damage, helps you survive on the first hit with 10 flat damage reduction. I think these are based off of. Let me just double check what those are based off of. Oh, the true damage is based off of your foe's attack. And then another one's just straight up 10 flat DR always. Then also she gives null follow-up, or the skill gives null follow-up if you have higher speed, which, you don't really need null follow-up if you don't have higher speed, I guess. I don't think. But yeah, so that's nice. And then also it makes it so that the foe needs 15 higher speed to double. So if they do have higher speed than you, they're going to need a lot more higher speed than you to get a double on you. So this seems like more built for speedy dragons, but it seems good. Yeah, that's and then she also comes with Barricade and Dragon's Roar in her kit. So all in all, it seems like a very good rearmed hero. If you want to build up a dragon, but I mean, maybe it's a skip with Hero Rises coming up, and I don't think it's as good as a tuned Hector. But maybe I'm just slanting that too because I really need a far save. But uh, yeah, I think this seems like a good rearmed hero, especially if you want to build up some dragon units with Dragon's Roar and Barricade and Edge Scales and so on. So yeah, let's move on to Rafal. He doesn't have a preference skill, but this is his weapon. He gets slaying and adaptive damage like the other weapons. Um, then he also has cavalry effectiveness. So he's good against cavalry units. Then he also gives within drive 3 spaces, not 2. So within 3 spaces, he gives +8 to all stats of your allies if they're engaged with an engage. So like if you're playing summoner duels and you have 5 emblem units, they're all going to be engaged. So quite often it's going to be either +4 or more often +8 to all stats for your allies, which is really good support, as well as giving them guard. So yeah, good support there. He's an armor, by the way, dragon armor. Then his weapon also gives him +14 to all stats, 12 true damage, 12 flat DR, guard, and preempt pulse. And I believe his true damage and flat DR, let's double check, is based off of 20% of his defense. So that number could go up higher if you can stack defense. I've got it calculated as 12. That might be a bit low of a calculation, but yeah. So yeah, this seems pretty solid. Good support, and also just got the true damage, got the flat DR. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. Overall, though, I guess I'll do my just thoughts on the banner. I think if you're gonna summon, like, there's a spark, so maybe it's worth it to spark for if you have a lot of orbs for Rearmed Nel or for Yunaka if you want the aided cat accessory, which I kind of do. I think that seems pretty sweet. I guess you got to compare this banner though to a Hero Rises coming up, and I think sparking on a Hero Rises is going to be more valuable with the 6% focus rate for all heroes, for all the focus heroes on the banner. So you're going to probably pick up hopefully one or two of the focus units if you're pulling like full circles, for example. Whereas this is going to be split with a 3% banner. So you might pick up some off focus units. So yeah, I think these are fine. Like, I think Yunaka seems like a pretty awesome nuke with a lot of versatility with how she can approach. I think Nels seems like a good rearmed hero, and Rafal seems like a pretty good tank. Rafal doesn't come with a B skill though, so he won't be coming with like. So you're gonna have to give him like a good B skill, which is kind of annoying that he doesn't come with it. But yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So if I didn't cover the demote unit, Celestia. So sorry if that's one of your favorite characters. Her weapon seemed kind of underwhelming. It just it lets you not be slowed by terrain. So more built for, I guess, infantry, but she's a flyer. Yeah, I guess it seems okay. But I don't think it's setting, like, it's not going to be that competitive though. But and then she's just kind of got the generic attack speed flyer tome, which I guess is a pretty good archetype. But yeah, if you like Celestia, good luck summoning for her. But I would say definitely you're more interested in, most people would be more interested in Nel or Yunaka or Rafal, depending if you need what your barracks needs are. So yeah, that's the unit review for the new Heroes banner. Hopefully that was helpful in seeing what these weapons do and what their skills do. Yeah. I think that's it. So I don't think I'm going to pull on this banner. I might go for the Spark and pull colorless and blue along the way. Maybe red too, just to make it go faster. I wouldn't mind getting a, and then if I had to only pick one unit, I think I'd go for Yunaka because I like the cat accessory idea, and I like that she has the brave built into her weapon. So that'd be my pick for my file, and maybe I'll go for it. I'm not sure yet. And then Nel, yeah. So those are my thoughts on the banner. If you summon for it, best of luck. If not, then I think saving orbs is always a good idea. So yeah. I'll see you guys in the next one. I think I might do some unit reviews for the Hero Rises units too over the next coming week or two. So yeah. And have a good one.